Anger almost killed me. But before I get into that, I'd like to share a story. As a music therapy intern, I worked at two major hospitals in Bogota. This is the capital of Colombia. Yes, pronounced Colombia. um, this is where I was born. And in those hospitals, I worked primarily in the neonatal, and pediatric intensive care units, maternity unit, in one of the oncology centers. And within that oncology center, I worked in the hospice unit. That's where I met this person whose name started with the letter M. So we'll call her M. M had terminal cancer. So for the next few months, my supervisor and I, we spent a lot of time with her to help alleviate pain, anxiety, depression, help her family begin the grieving process, primarily using music. The time spent with her was beautiful. We shared a lot of music together. We made music together. We listened to music together. And that's where I began to hone in my sound meditation practice as well. Um, I remember always making a conscious effort before stepping into the room to leave all of my stuff behind. All of my depression, my anger, my self-doubt, just leave it outside the door. That way, when I would step into the room, I could really step into service, and I could be there for Em in whatever way that she needed, and I could be there for her family in whatever way that they needed. Um, Towards the end of our time together, the pain that Em was feeling, you could notice it on her face, you could notice it in her body. But even so, as soon as she would recognize the instruments, as soon as she knew the music therapy team was there, she would smile. And she was just ready for the next song, for the next music activity, for the next sound meditation. Towards one of the last sessions that we had, she turned towards us and very gently said, "The two of you are angels sent here by God to help me through this." To help my family through this, to help me die. And I know that when I die, you'll remember me as the woman with the sunflower skin. For those of you that don't know, when someone's dying of cancer, their skin can turn very yellow. At the time, I knew that what she had said was profound, but I didn't think quite how profound until way later. Um, and in my mind, I was thinking, of course, how could I not be here? It's my job to be here. M passed, and I went through my grieving process because I spent a lot of time with her. And this was one of the first people I supported during end of life. And then I began to see sunflowers everywhere. Instead of feeling sadness or grief, I was feeling joy because I was reminded of the time spent with them. I was reminded of how I was willing to step into service all those times. I was reminded of her smile and her voice. So very quickly, the sunflower became a symbol of love in its purest sense. Fast forward, and during all this time, my anger was just simmering to the point that it began to boil, and I was confronted with a choice. Either die, because I couldn't take it anymore, or change. So it began my journey to understand my mind. Anger, when left unattended, is dangerous. It is destructive, and it is isolating. But when I began to tend to my anger, I realized that what it was doing it was showing me all the parts of my mind and my heart that needed my attention, that needed my love, that needed my kindness. And so through meditation, I began to offer my anger a sunflower. And it has transformed into the most beautiful, most loyal, protective friend that I could ask for, because without fail, it keeps showing me, keeps telling me, Here is where your presence is needed. Here is where your love is needed. Here is where your kindness is needed. Anger almost killed me until I offered it a sunflower. Thank you, Em, wherever you are, for that gift. Thank you to my teachers for showing me how to look at anger with kindness. And for all of you beautiful people for showing me how to consistently turn towards love. Thank you, everybody.